We got our green beans here. I was hoping these would be ready to pick today or tomorrow so I could sell them on Friday. They're not going. I was afraid didn't get them planted quite in time. They're not quite going to make it. We got some beans, they do grow fast. But we got some on here that are about 5 inches long. This size here will be ready in about another 2 days, but I'll wait a few more days beyond that because we got a lot of smaller beans on here. Well, I can wait probably 2 days is Friday, probably Sunday or Monday, something like that. These beans will be ready to go through and pick them. Now these beans, and these are regular, what we call bush beans. They're green beans. They're the round type. We talked about that a little bit before, I believe. You can pick these if you're doing like a home garden deal with them. You can pick these more than once because there's still blooms coming on them. They're still putting on new blooms. They've got beans on them that are only about a 1/2 inch long, all the way up to 5 inches. So sometimes people that are doing gardening, they'll pick these more than once. They'll go through and pick the big ones that are ready off. In a couple of days, you come back and you pick some more. And you can do that a couple times on these beans. I'll only pick them once. It's easier for me to go ahead and I'll let them go. Even when some of the biggest ones get ready, I can let them go a couple of days without them getting too old and tough, and let some of the others catch up. There will still be a lot that won't be big enough, but I'll go through here and I'll just pick them one time. And that's the way generally in the industry, when they're doing big fields and stuff of them, they wait till the biggest ones on there are about as old as they can let them get, and they go through and they pick them one time, and that's it. It's too hard in a bigger situation. It's too hard to go through and pick just the big ones and then come back and pick again later. You wind up leaving some that get old and tough, and then you get tough ones mixed in when you pick them the second time. So in the industry, they generally only pick them once. And I'll actually come in here, since I'm only picking them one time, and I'll pull these bushes out, load them in the wheelbarrow, and take them somewhere in the shade and sit and pick the beans off of them. But since I'm only picking them once, they ain't really no need in standing out here bending over in the sun picking the beans. No more than I got. It's easy enough just to pull them up and take them and set somewhere else and pick them off. A little easier to do it that way. Then the bushes, I'll bring them back out here and in the wheelbarrow, scatter them back out and kind of chop them up with a tool I got to go through and kind of cut them up a little bit, and they'll end up going back into the ground for organic matter. So I won't throw them away. I will put them back, but I do pull them up. I found it's pretty easy to do it that way with these. I'm gonna turn this. If you just turn that camera where you can see the broccoli in this rail, just leave it record. We got our broccoli over here. It's doing really good. I figured it would take off pretty quickly because these were big, nice plants with good root systems on them. When we put them out, because sometimes when you do transplants, they don't take off right away because they don't have a very good root system, and they'll set for 7 to 10 days before they do much. These took off almost immediately because they had a nice big root system on them, and they were pretty good plants anyway. These are doing good. This broccoli won't be ready till after Christmas. Now, broccoli is a little bit slow growing, so it takes a little time on it. The broccoli, instead of trying most of the stuff, I try to get ready either before Thanksgiving or before our Christmas break. Broccoli is one thing I put out here, and I try to time it. If I can't get it in time to be ready for before Christmas, I'll wait a little bit like I did with this. I waited a little longer to plant it, so this stuff should come in after Christmas. I don't want it coming in. I have to try to time stuff so it doesn't come in over the breaks, because then it's harder for me to get rid of it. I can come in and pick the stuff, but then I don't have, when nobody's here, I don't have as many people to sell it to. But this stuff here, this shouldn't come in till sometime in January on the broccoli. It's doing good, it's growing good, but it should be sometime in January when this actually gets ready, which is kind of what I planned. I knew I couldn't get it done in time to be ready in the middle of December when we got out for Christmas, so I planted it a little bit later. And our other stuff doing pretty good too. We'll take a look at that later on. I think that's it for today.